So runners in the paddock for the last here at Haydock. High on Hope, Mark, is where we can start. Didn't seem to handle Chester last time.
No, he didn't. Had a wide draw in stall 7. Still looking for his first win at the 10th attempt. Prior to that, he'd been a good third round here. That was over a mile where he's beaten 3 1/4 lengths.
Let's slide back to the left and have a look at number 7, Bear Code, who was well beaten in his last 3 starts last year, but was fairly highly tried.
He was. He won at the second time of asking at Newcastle back in July. But as you mentioned, struggling in his last 3 starts, only beat 4 horses, starts his new season off a rating of 76.
Come back to number 12, Titian Blue, filly from the Mick Appleby yard. A little bit of a mixed bag for William Haggis last season.
Yeah, first run for Mick Appleby. She runs off a rating of 72. She's only had the 4 starts so far. She was 9th last time we saw her, but that was back in October on soft ground at Doncaster.
Bella's gone, so they are going to start heading out, but there's time probably to catch 1 or 2 more of them. Let's have a look at number 6, Organ, who's a good-looking chestnut son of Ulysses, and he returned with an encouraging effort.
Yeah, it was only second start for Martin Mead. He was 3rd at the Craven meeting at Newmarket, behind Power Fizz, who's now rated 91. The second's come out and won again since, so it's a good level of form, and he runs off the same mark as 76.
A look at number 5, Suhub. Who is a well-bred filly, now going into a handicap for the first time.
Off a rating of 76, as you say, a very well-bred filly. She's out of Nazif, who was a multiple Group 1 winner for Shadwell and the Gosdens. 3rd last time out at Kempton, that was behind Urban Glimpse. That was over a mile. She drops back in trip here.
If we come back round to the left, we might get a quick look at number 4, Soldier Star, who's a little bit more exposed. Maybe he didn't handle Chester last time.
Possibly not, and also the draw didn't help. Had a wide draw in stall 9. Had won earlier in the season on the all-weather at Kempton. That was off 73. He now finds himself £3 high. He's got a wide draw, though, in stall 11.
Most of the runners have gone out for this concluding handicap. The absence of Scatterpenny, 11 of them.
Still going on as well, and it's their last race, the 5:22, where Mystical Storm is the 3-1 market leader, Organ 100-30, High on Hope 4-1, Suhub priced at 6-1, 15-2 Invitorio, 14-1 Bar 5. Non-runner there is number 11 in this race at Haydock Park, and let's cross back to Stuart with Scatterpenny, the horse that doesn't go.
Assembling at the post for the finale here at Haydock. Mystical Storm at the head of the market for owner Trevor Scothan, who enjoyed success with one of his hardy perennials at Ayr yesterday, Garden Oasis, who was winning for the however many times it was, I've forgotten now, and I called it, but Mystical Storm is at the other end of his career because he's now moving into a handicap for the first time after just 3 runs.
He is off a rating of 76. 3 runs so far, trained by Julie Camacho. He's finished third on each occasion, including last time out. That was his reappearance run at Redcar, where he was in behind one of his stablemates, Camino del Rey. The race was won by double parts. It was a pleasing seasonal reappearance. The draw could be better. He's wide. He's widest of all in stall 12. And as we remarked in the previous race, that first bend does come quickly.
Yes, it was something that Paul Mulrennan himself remarked on, having ridden the winner coming out of stall 5. So I think he's going to have to take a pull, isn't he, Ryan, and drop in. I'm not sure he's going to... he's going to have to burn a lot of energy to get across from 12.
He is. I suspect he will be dropped in. Ryan Sexton's ridden him all 3 starts so far. Yeah, drop him in and then possibly riding for a bit of luck.
Organ, on the face of it, much better drawn in stall 4. David Probert chasing his 3rd win of the afternoon.
Yeah, and David Probert rides him for the first time. A horse who started life with Brian Meehan. 2 runs for Martin Mead, including that pleasing reappearance at the Craven meeting. 3rd behind Power Fizz. Winner's a progressive horse of William Haggis. He's now rated 91. The second's won since. If he reproduces that, he should be very much on the premises.
Few girth adjustments going on to Bear Code. Ushin McSweeney's off his back. There is Organ. Really attractive chestnut son of Ulysses. He's got a bit of strength about him as well. I could see him improving again after just those 4 runs so far. Who else? Were there any that we didn't see in the parade ring that you wanted to touch on? We saw a fair selection of them. We didn't see Miss Colada, we didn't see Ranamok, Kamakist, Invitorio. They were the 4.
Yeah, Kamakist, lightly raced horse, only had the 1 start on turf so far. That was last time out at Windsor, was keen, didn't get the clearest of runs. I think he probably put a line through that performance. Prior to that, had looked progressive, had won at Wolverhampton. Miss Colada, she was busy last season. She had 10 starts. She won on 3 occasions. Hasn't reproduced it in 2 efforts so far this season. Possibly the return to 7 might suit her.
Okay. Right, they're about to start loading up for the finale. Breeze has just picked up in the last few moments. It was breezy first thing this morning and cool. It's been a pleasantly warm afternoon with plenty of sunshine, and now it's a pleasantly warm afternoon with plenty of sunshine and a stiff breeze, which is probably the last thing Dan Cooper and the ground staff wanted.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one. Well, rain's forecast tomorrow evening, isn't it? And then there's mixed reports with regard to Saturday.
Yeah,
it's changing every day at the moment.
Damp, drizzle, possibly. Yeah. The forecast, when I spoke to Dan earlier in the day, he was suggesting that overnight, Friday into Saturday, they're looking at somewhere, or forecasts are suggesting something within the range of possibly 3 to 6 mil. Yeah. Overnight, which might take them towards good ground on Saturday for the Temple Stakes.
But that keeps changing, doesn't it? At the start of the week, there was talk of quite a lot of rain on the Saturday, and that doesn't appear to be quite the case at the moment.
Yes, well, there was rain forecast for Chelmsford, I think, but Tom Ball was looking suspiciously dry when he did his opener earlier in the evening. But still plenty of time for it to pour down in Essex yet. Right, so as they begin the loading process, let's come up with a shortlist, shall we? Organ
would have to be on it. Arguably the most interesting runner is Sahoob, given the pedigree, filly out of Nazif.
She was nothing massively negative, but I wasn't completely taken. You see, she's got the rug on. I wasn't completely taken with her demeanour in the paddock. She was just beginning to sweat between our hind legs.
Yeah, just would I like to see some market support for her, but there was nothing wrong with those 3 runs last season on pedigree. You'd like to think she'd be better than the 76 filly, but we'll see how she gets on. She's got not a great draw, but it's stall 7. She should be able to overcome that.
Let's have a final look at the market before they jump here. 130 Organ, 7-2 from 9-2 High on Hope. If you buy into the fact that it just was Chester last time, then he's got a chance on previous form. Not sure about his finishing effort all the time. 7-2 Mystical Storm, 13-2 Sahoob, Invitorio easy to back, 7-1 out to 17-2, and it's 12-1. Bar those, no massive support among the bigger price ones. Tish and Blue clipped into 16-1 from 20-1. So we're down to the last ones to go. Last pair coming in fact. So for the final time and with thanks, let's go up and rejoin Ian Bartlett.
M6 still clear. And Kamakist is in. That's it, ready. They're off. A race over 7 furlongs here. Suhub and also High on Hope just have a bit of a coming together. High on Hope in the red and green towards the back. In any case, Orange Soldier Star out quickly, tries to get across, does so. Best turned out winner Invitorio against the running rail, and Kamikist is next to this. White of Organ is next, and then comes Miss Colada in black and yellow. Ranamok in black and green is next. Suhub in blue behind this. Then High on Hope in the red and green jacket. Bear Code, yellow hoops, followed by Tish and blue. And Mystical Storm, nose-banded, white jacket, is last as they head down to the final half mile. As they do so, it's still Soldier Star, about a length ahead to Kamikist in black and beige. Moves into second position. Invitorio's behind this in third. They're followed by Organ. Then Run Amok and Suhub in the blue and white in the centre. Miss Colada's off towards the running rail. Bear Code behind these, and then comes High on Hope, is still well back amongst them. Mystical Storm trying to edge out towards the outside, and widest of all is Tish and blue. Less than 2 furlongs to go. Organ in the white coming to join Kamikist in the black. The orange of Soldier Star is still there with those. Suhub trying to get through. Miss Colada is closing. Invitorio behind those. Wide on the course is Mystical Storm, but still about last from 1. As they head into the final furlong now. Bearco coming strongly on the outside against the running rail of Soldier Star. Organ is there. High on Hope as well. Organ, High on Hope, Bear Code, Kamikist and Soldier Star. It's very tight between that quintet.
Oh, there were heads everywhere there, weren't there? Here we go, super slow-mo. Let's have a look. Organ, white jackets. Nose down. Just inching home. And there's a whole host involved there. High on Hope. Bear Code late on the scene down the outer. Take your pick in behind. But it looks as though Organ has inched home. There's the freeze on the line. Not too much doubt about it, is there? And heads. It might just take the judge a while, possibly, to sort out third place rather than anything else, because the head of the one on the far side will be obscure. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it?
Busy finish to say.
Well,
the
they
least,
went to gallop, didn't they?
Yeah.
There were a few that went quickly to get across to get into the turn, and they nudged nearly 40 miles an hour going into the bend. So there was always a chance the pace was going to collapse, and that's what happened.
But Organ looked to be in the absolutely prime position, and then just going inside the final field, it's almost as though, here we go, Stuart.
3 on the day for David Probert. And fourth was 7 Bear Code with Kamikist in third. Both High on Hope and Bear Code have flown from the late. Except they haven't flown, have they? It's just that they've run on and the others have died in front.
They've come from a long way back. As I mentioned, Organ looked to be in the prime position a furlong and a half out. And then it
took him a while, didn't it?
It's almost as though he was running on the spot. He just couldn't seem to go forward, but all of a sudden he's got a surge. He's got his head down at the right time, while the other challenges came late and wide.
Right, Jason Hart has been positive on Soldier Star from stall 11, orange colours, to get across. Head and a neck, incidentally, the distances. Soldier Star leads them into the turn, and they're really trapping. The other end of the field, different story for Ryan Sexton on Mystical Storm out of 12. He made the decision to drop in. He's just about last on the bend. He's in behind Bear Code.